Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be analyzing GBPUSD, and as you can see, we are on the 1 week time frame, and I will be analyzing from the 1 week time frame all the way down to the 15-minute time frame. So let me start by identifying structure. And now, as you can see, this looks like a clear downtrend. As you can see, we are making higher lows and lower lows all the way to the downside. As you guys can see, this is a beautiful downtrend, and we'll be looking for selling opportunities as we see that momentum is to the downside. So let me start by connecting the highs and the lows to see exactly what it is that price is giving me. And as I connect the highs, I can see that price is turning or rejecting it, my trend line. So this looks like a valid zone just by setting the settings for the 1 week and the 1 day. And let me connect the lows also to form like a channel to the downside, a bearish channel. Let me just get the wicks so that I can get the accurate structure. And there we go. There we go. Perfect. Now, as you can see, how price is right now, we are expecting another low, lower than the previous swing low. We're expecting price to drop all the way to the downside, to this area over here, and maybe there we'll see how price approaches that zone. Then we can expect another push to the upside. But that's deep in the future. For now, we'll be focusing on the present price action. So let me dive. Let me first highlight this. As you can see here, we have a high, then a higher low, another higher low, and here's a lower low, a lower low. Okay, this is something I want to highlight. We broke this low here to create a new lower low. As you guys can see, pay attention to the detail. We broke this low to create a new lower low. And at the top, as you guys can see, here's a high, a lower high. We didn't break this high, this higher low, and this high, this high didn't take out this high. So this is a valid downtrend. That is the detail that you have to pay attention to. Okay, you can see that here was a high, they will make a lower low, but we didn't take out this high, which makes this a valid downtrend, as you guys can see. But let me just clear my analysis so that I can keep things simple as possible. We already know that this is a valid downtrend. As you can see, price is making lower lows and higher lows. So let me just dive in to the 1 week time frame, hoping to identify more structure. And as I go to the 1 day time frame, I see that price has been correcting to the trend line. As you guys can see, we're unmoving so impulsively, and as I can just connect the lows, I can see that price has been bouncing off this trend line, support trend line, all the way to the downside. But it eventually broke the trend line, but not so impulsively. But now we are heading to the downside, like when we're changing trends. This is like a trend reversal area. And as I can just connect the highs of this channel, bullish channel, that comes in a reversal structure, in a nature of a reversal structure. And let me just highlight it also for the hours, the 1 hour and the 4 hours. Now, as you can see, we have two confirmation of a sell here. The first confirmation, or maybe let me just make this the first confirmation, is we're at resistance, horizontal resistance. The second confirmation is that we're at a diagonal resistance, which is the trend line on the 1 week time frame. And the third confirmation is that we have broken out of this reversal structure and now we're heading to the downside. As you can see, this reversal structure came in as a correction towards resistance. That also, here also occurred a double top or a M formation. As you guys can see, quite a lot of confirmations that confirms to us that price is going to the downside from this area. As you guys can see, this is quite clear. But let me just remove the zone. But we have to keep it in mind that this is a significant zone over here. So now we have to look for selling opportunities. But before we dive to the 4-hour time frame, I want to dive deeper into this analysis by using pattern separations to make things a little bit easier to focus on. A pattern separation helps us to break down our analysis to a simple form. By identifying this, I see that here is a pattern, broke out of the pattern, and we created another pattern. This is a independent pattern, we don't include it in this price action over here. So this is on its own. You have to focus on it as one on its own. So once we broke out of this pattern, we create another pattern, and this is the pattern on its own also. By using pattern separation, you make things easier for yourself, not to complicate your analysis. Now you see that this pattern broke out another pattern. By being a pattern trader, you just focus on patterns. And when a pattern is completed, you look for another pattern or you wait for another pattern to develop. Like this, I'll be waiting for a pattern to develop here because I see that broke out, created a pattern, broke out, created a pattern, broke out. Now waiting for it to create a pattern to give me the heads up or the direction or the signal to go to the downside. Because as I can look at the price now, I can see that no, we don't have a continuation pattern as of yet, but I'll be waiting for a continuation pattern to go to the downside. As you guys saw on the higher time frame, like in the 1 week time frame, I've spotted a downtrend, and I've came up with a sell bias. So that's what I'll be looking out for, a sell bias. And just by identifying that high or highlighting that high, I will be expecting price to at least reach those areas in a form of a continuation pattern, meaning that I'm expecting price to do something like this, maybe correcting to the upside, and somewhere here just drops. I'm expecting price to do something like that to go to the downside. It can even stretch out, but it has to make a continuation pattern to go to the downside, as you guys can see. So that is how I can approach the markets. I use pattern separation to make things a little bit easier for me in the Forex market. Something like that to go to the downside. Pattern separation plays a crucial role in my approach to the markets. But this is still on the 1 week time frame. So let me just dive to the lower time frames to see what I find there. And of course, the 1 week time frame trend line disappeared as I've set the settings. I don't want to have all my trend lines on one chart, so I disable some. I only apply visibility to certain time frames. And as you can see here also, a pattern also, but in a pattern, and that's pattern trends in trends. I'll also be covering trends in trends in my future videos. So if you didn't subscribe, please subscribe now, because I will be doing more videos on pattern separation and entries, and also trends in trends, patterns within patterns. But let me move to where price currently is at. So I'm expecting price to either reach these highs or these highs in a form of a continuation pattern. But let me see if I can find a pattern out of this, because now we are on the lower time frame. Things are becoming a bit clear. then on the 1 week time frame. So immediately I can see that, okay, we have something. Just setting the visibility for the trend line to not be on certain time frames. And there we have it on a 1 week and the hour time frame. As you guys can remember, I'm expecting price to at least come back to these areas here to in a form of a reversal pattern. There's also a continuation pattern in some manner to go to the downside. To complete this 90% rule of our bigger structure on the higher time frame. But let me just focus on this piece of price action over here and also erase this just to keep our charts clean and focus on the current price action. And currently we are at resistance and we have 2 touches on the lowest trend line. 1, 2. Are we expecting a third touch? I think so, because we are at a resistance. And at the top, you can see we have 1 touch, second touch over there, and we are at a third touch. So we'll expect price to go to the downside and go to the upside. But price can also do this. Just go up, retest, and go up. So you have to, that's why you have to plan your trades accordingly. You have to plan your trades in which whatever plan plays out, you act on that plan. Like this, I'll be looking out for something like this. If I see a breakout and I expect a retest, then I know I'm buying immediately on the retest. But once I see price moves to the downside, then I know that, okay, I'll be looking for buying opportunities at this point. But of course, I won't buy immediately at this point. I will also wait for a retest. Then I will buy on the retest. That's how you enter trades, always on the retest, because on the retest, that's where you have plenty of confirmations to enter a trade. So let me just dive to the 1 hour time frame to like spot more patterns. But first I have to clear my analysis where price currently is. And now we have the 1 week time, the 1 hour time frame. And we still expect selling opportunities, as you guys can see. We still expect price to sell. But we have to like spot a pattern first. And if I would, this is one of my entry strategies. I'll just highlight the highest, the significant high where price moved aggressively, and then I spot my pattern. I spot the pattern. Remember, all patterns, or I mean all time frames, they have the same structure. So you can apply what you apply on the 1 week time frame or the 1 hour time frame on the lower time frames like the 15-minute time frame and so forth. So this is what I see here. And I can say that selling opportunities from this area. I can like place another rail line here. This is my entry strategy, and says stop loss just above there. But because the risk reward ratio is good, I will just aim for stop loss at the does high, above does high. Then I know I'm in a, when it goes against me, then my analysis is wrong. And I'll just swing it to the low. Something like this. This is one of my entry strategies. And my first TP will obviously be at a 90% rule of this pattern. So that is how I would enter this trade. Something like this. And like and swing it to the low, to the downside, as you guys can see. So now let me just erase this and go back to the 1 week time frame. But first I have to set my settings so that this doesn't appear on the higher time frames, including the 1 hour time frame or the hour time frames. I'll just leave this one for the hour and this one also. But as for the rest, I'll disable it. Okay, 1 hour time frame. I'm expecting this is my high probability setup, something like this. That is what I expect for now on GBPUSD according to my analysis. But remember, this can also happen. This can also happen. It's possible because we are in a downtrend and the momentum is to the downside. It's possible that that could happen. It's highly possible. But as I said, on the one day time frame, that I will be expecting price to like correct to the upside and here drop to the downside to complete the higher time frame structure. So guys, I hope you guys did pick up a few notes on this video, on this analysis. And this is where I'll be stopping the video. And please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Also share this video with friends and fam that is in the trading community. Stay safe, stay blessed.
Japanese, you a young girl, are you kidding me? Hennessy, sip it all up to my kidney. Look at me, flexing on niggas with my energy. Family, got it in my keys with my legacy. Japanese, you a young goat, are you kidding me? Hennessy.